Hey guys, it's me, Human Entity 4 here. So there are many games that I play, as you guys know. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Occasionally I play Vanguard, and this will be my first deck profile of a BuddyFight deck. BuddyFight is another game made by Bushiroad. I personally like it a lot more than Vanguard. It's a lot less luck reliant, while still being a lot of fun. And as Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going through a lot of turbulence as to the state of the game, if people are going to be playing or not, I've invested into this game and I really like it. You guys should go try it out. And this is going to be my Magic World deck profile. Magic World is a world that's based around small monsters but very powerful spells to counterbalance that. There are a few worlds out now like Dragons and Danger and Katana, so you guys can check that out all in your own time. But just to go through this Magic World deck profile, because I noticed there really aren't too many good ones online because Magic World is one of the more expensive decks. But so anywho, this is my flag for Magic World, and my buddy is Fallen Angel Paimon. He's just the generic. He's 4,000 power, 2 crit, and 1,000 defense. But we run 4 of him, and we don't run 4 of too many things in this deck, so that basically automatically makes him our buddy. So like I said before, for our grade 1s, we have, or size 1s in this game, we have 4 Paimon. Just that 2 crit helps with the damage, because you want to, in this game, lower your opponent's life from 10 to 0, and 2 is pretty good for a size 1 in Magic World. Speaking of 2 crit monsters, so we play 3 Preacher of Beauty Gremory. She's just a 3/2/2, so minus 1,000 power from our Paimon and plus it to the defense, and again, a vanilla just does 2 damage. And do that math again to get 2 Finisher Bow, who is a 1/2/4 vanilla. Now for the size 1s with effects. We play 3 Demon Dr. Buer. Buer, when he comes in, gets you a free gauge, which is nice because that's how you pay for all your spells and for some of your monster summons. And with all the spells we run, it goes by very quick, so Demon Dr. Buer helps offset that cost. We also play 2 Vassago, who's basically just this computer that's a 3/1/3, and he says that when he comes in, you can ditch a card to draw a card, which helps us set up for things like Saturday Night Fever, or just gets dead cards out of our hand. And last but not least, the main Magic World monster, 3 Asmodai. I have 4. I side the 4th because you're allowed to side now. I find that 3 in the main is good enough, and he is a 5/1/1 that says when he comes in, you can discard a card to destroy one of your opponent's monsters, which is very nice. Asmodai, for anyone who watches the anime, is the buddy of Tetsuya, and Tetsuya is just the best character in the whole entire show. He is the main character. Screw Gao, but yeah, Asmodai is really good. Onto our size 2s, we play 3 Guison, and Guison is a 3/2/3. That's a size 2, and he says that you can pay a gauge to the draw card, so he just helps with hand size, because the hand size in Magic World goes by pretty fast because you have to play a lot of size 1 monsters to make up the board. You don't run any size 3 in this deck, and you only run a few size 2s. You run him, and most of the time you're going to side him out game 2 for some better counter spells. And then our new boss monster, as of the most recent pack, is 4 Great Duke Astaroth. Now he's got a mouthful of an effect. He is a 5/2/5, where you pay 3 gauge and you can put up to 272 pillars from your hand into the card's soul. So you don't have to put any, or you can just put 1, and it doesn't have to be a monster. Like, you can put in a copy of Saturday Night Fever into his soul, which is nice. So he has Soul Guard and double attack, and if you're going to play a Magic World spell, then you can reduce the call cost of it by 1. So that's very nice. And he's basically our main dude. So that's really it for monsters. It goes by pretty quick for this deck. It's a 50 card deck, like most decks. And our main weapon for this, we only play this as our weapon, is Gunrod Bechstein. And Bechstein is really good because you can have a monster in front of it and still get to burn your opponent, because it's a burn weapon. It's not like a physical attack like some of the other weapons. But and I'm pretty sure Magic World's the only people who have that in the game so far. but you pay a gauge to play it, and you can just keep tapping it to burn 1 every turn. So it gets really annoying for your opponent and helps you make up for the weak crit size of your monsters. Now every good deck needs shields. We play 3 Solomon Shield to prevent attacks from destroying our monsters. And we also play 2 of the new semi-type shield, Chillax. Chillax, for those who don't know, is you pay 1 gauge, and the next time you would take damage, it is reduced to 0 and you gain a life. And the good thing about that is it's not just battle damage, it's effect damage also. So the thing is, like this versus Gargantuan Punisher, the ruling is like you can play that, and you can't stop Gargantuan Punisher from going off, so you don't negate the 4, but you still gain the 1, so it can potentially save your life. So if you have 4 damage and they play a Gargantuan Punisher to burn you for 4, you can gain the 1 life by paying a gauge, and then you'll just go back down the 1 life. So, you can save your life. Probably one of Magic World's best spells is I run 3 Magical Goodbye. It's a bounce one of your opponent's size 2 or less monsters for free, so it's wonderful. Just use that to save yourself or get rid of things that are in your way. And we also tech 2 copies of Oops. This isn't mandatory for the deck, but I personally like it. There's a couple other things you can put in, like Abracadabras or Begons that I side, but I choose to main the 2 Oops. It's pay 2 gauge to return basically anything, a monster item or set spell, to the owner's hand. So you can get rid of those big size 3 monsters, you can get rid of like a Hysteric Spear when it's about to hit you, but Oops comes in handy more than you think it would. And remember, all these things that cause gauge, it's going to be less if you have Great Duke Astaroth out. So like Oops would only be 1 gauge, or things like Nice One right here would be free. Nice One is pay 1 gauge, draw 2 cards. 4 Nice One is mandatory, it's very nice. We play 3 Devil Advantage, pay a gauge, add 2 72 pillars with the same name back to your hand, so I can grab back like 2 of my buddy Paimon, or Asmodai's, or Demon Dr. Buer's, or whatever you really need. It helps again with that hand advantage issue. We play 2 Solomon First Volume, and he just, when you play it, you get to gauge 2. And last but not least, we don't actually play an impact in this deck, but we do play Great Spell Saturday Night Fever, which acts as your impact. So there are a lot of grade 1s in this deck, and that's because we play this. You pay 2 gauge and pay a life, and when you have 6 or more 72 pillars in your drop zone, you get to call as many grade 1s as possible, and then all their effects go off, so it's nice. Great Spell is basically where you're going to use the push for game and do a whole bunch of things with. Great Spell is just one of the best cards 72 pillars has, and one of the main reasons I like this deck better than Wizards, now that Wizards and their grandfather clock and everything else they get is out. So that's it for Magic World deck for BuddyFight. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more content for BuddyFight. And yeah, this is Human Entity 4 signing out.